So I wanted to talk about something really shitty that happened. More or less, I've been, as you know if you watch my channel, very open about my transition. I consider it a political and personal motive to be open about my experience. Part of this had to specifically do with me posting images and continuing to post images of my top surgery results and recovery. I was starting to get complaints from the older generations of the family, which then of course led on to my mom, and that really has been hard to watch. I don't like to see her upset, and it really has absolutely nothing to do with her. The fact that these family members are asking me to take down these photos and basically considering me insensitive otherwise, it's transphobic, and it's concerning that they don't see that. And even my immediate family, who's not fighting me to take the pictures down, they don't see how that is transphobic. And the reality is that posting these photos and continuing to post them and ignoring this sort of criticism, because these photos saved my life, and they could save other trans and gender non-conforming individuals' lives by seeing photos that are hard to come by, but photos that allow them to feel less alone, educate them on the experience and the process of top surgery, letting them know that they can be happier, that there are things that they can do, there are resources out there for them that are free and accessible. And it's also important to educate allies, parents, other friends, people that care about trans and gender non-conforming people. They want to understand more about the process. If their friend or child's about to have top surgery, I would hope that my series of videos would be a helpful guide really into the truths of the situation. I feel like the negative things that happen and the difficulties and really how high maintenance the recovery is something that's hidden not just by the community but also surgeons as well. They're not really there for recovery at home, so they don't really understand how much we go through in order to make sure that these scars are as minimal as possible, that we are as healthy as possible. It's really trying, and those are just some of the reasons, other than obviously, I will not allow my body to be ashamed. I'm not ashamed of my trans body. My trans identity, I'm just not, and I won't be ashamed, and I won't let other people think that they should be ashamed. And we live in a society where trans and gender non-conforming individuals are not treated equally. They're not accepted, especially trans women of color. And it's dangerous and it's scary, and a big part of why this is happening is because all of this until recently has really been behind closed doors, not talked about, not really understood, and there needs to be a lot of education and openness in order for these boundaries to be pushed. Need to be, and it's a matter of safety. Another thing that was pointed out to me in terms of taking the photos down was having to do with specifically women and families, quote and unquote, who have had to fight against breast cancer and get double mastectomies or a mastectomy in order to save their lives. And that's an issue that is very close to my heart. My excitement over my surgery and my posting to provide resources to help individuals in terms of transitioning, that has absolutely nothing to do with how I feel about how horrible breast cancer is and how much they truly need to do this to save their lives. I did this surgery to save my life. This surgery saves my life every day. So just a couple of things to think about. I know I've kind of been rambling on now, but that is just something I wanted you to know was going on in my family. There's a little bit of chaos around that. I'm lucky that people in my life who do understand why I'm posting these, why I continue to be political and share my experience, they welcome it and they support me and understand. And so I'm not going to let these people get a rise out of me. The only thing that gets a rise out of me is having people upset my mom, who is doing everything she can to be there for me through this process. The generational gaps of understanding that are so vast, and there are certainly people of those generations that escape through the cracks who do understand and are very open, but the majority don't seem to be that way.